5-minute call, the Honourable Nanaia Mahuta.
Tēnā tātou katoa, he honore, he kroria, he maunga rongo ki te mato te whenua, he whakaro pai ki ngā tāngata katoa. Tēnei ka tāpiri atu, taku mihi mai oha ki taku rangatira Adrian, e whakatau ana i a koutou katoa. Aha koa ngā whakahairetanga ki mui te aroro te parimata ka tika, ka mihi atu rā ki a koutou te Atiawa taranaki iwi, tēnei te mihi atu. Tēnei te mihi atu me te hoki mahara. Hoki mahara ki aua wā o tōku tūpuna tāwhia, o te wā i haere ia ki te tīkina tērā taonga i Wainganui i a koutou. Hei noho whakaruru hau, hei arahi i a mātou i ngā wā o ngā toi mahatanga. Ko taua taonga anō, te taonga e whakatakoto ki te take o taupiri maunga. He taonga i waihotia i ngā wā o ngā toi mahatanga. Ko te take raupatu, tērā, taua toi mahatanga. Ki Wainganui a mātou. Nā te puia anō hei whakaora ai, tērā o ngā karakia te pai mairiri. Hei noho whakaruru hau, hei ārehi i ngā whakatupuranga. Kia taia e tātou te noho piri i raro i ngā tumanako o ngā mātua tūpuna ara te whakahokia mai i aua whenua i raupatu te e te krauna. Nō reiri i raro i era o ngā maharatanga, tēnei te mihi atu ki a koutou katoa. Mr. Speaker, I rise to take a very short call on this bill, and I want to recognise Minister Finlayson. You did what Labor couldn't. Indeed, I remember when I was just a young member in the House of Parliament when the Waitangi Tribunal report was released in 1996, called the Taranaki Report. It was a preliminary report which gave quite a lot of impetus for any government at the time to commence negotiations with Taranaki. If I recall correctly, around about the late 1990s going into 2000s, when Margaret Wilson was the minister, she did try to start negotiations with the iwi of Taranaki, but did not succeed. There were too many issues. So, Minister, you deserve the accolades that have been given to you in the House. This is indeed a significant time to recognise your efforts on the treaty settlement front. But how do you encapsulate the significance of the historical events that happened in Taranaki in such a brief moment? You simply can't. So I won't attempt to. But what I will acknowledge, that people sitting in this gallery, Minister, really are the representation of generations and generations of tūpuna who have carried the burden and the flame of the impact of raupatu on successive generations and seeking resolution. And today is another step forward in New Zealand's story. It's a necessary step because we're all trying to put some context around how is it that resilience can survive out of such a harsh and harmful history. How is it that resilience can survive at a time when even now, when the Mayor of New Plymouth is arguing for representation on a council, they are judged so harshly? How is it that resilience can remain there as a symbol of fortitude for the rest of New Zealand to say, we have got to reconcile the hurts of the past in order to move forward? It's possible because generations and generations like those represented in the gallery remember the efforts of their parents, their grandparents, their forefathers, their foremothers, those who have, again, carried the burden of raupatu. So I want to recognise that today. I want to also recognise that in our role as the Māori Affairs Select Committee, things that we can't arbitrate over are some of the most hurtful things. For example, a number of why claims are encapsulated in the Te Atiawa settlement. And time again, this creates a lot of challenge for us because we do have why claimants coming to say, you know, our views weren't taken account of and things like that. I'm not predetermining that that will be the type of debate that will come to the Select Committee, but simply illustrate these are the types of things we consider during the committee stages of a bill. We will listen to those concerns. We will be diligent about ensuring that the deed of settlement that your people signed, Te Atiawa, is reflected well in the legislation and is implemented, because a lot of the instruments here in your settlement require diligence on behalf of the Crown to ensure what you want to happen will happen, no matter if institutional memory on the Crown side, on the government side is lost, the memory within the iwi will remain and people will uphold the deed and its legislation to ensure that what was agreed to will be for the benefit of the next generation and the generation after them. And that's our role in Select Committee, and we intend to carry out that function. I do want to say briefly that when the Local Government Act was last passed, and this was resulted directly out of things that were happening in New Plymouth, when the local government, the council at the time, tried to sell Bell Block. One of the issues that came up before the Local Government and Environment Committee was to strengthen the legislation, and I think it's section 138 and 140 of the Local Government Act, to ensure that councils couldn't just sell off endowment land, and that directly resulted from some of the events that were happening in Taranaki that were wrong, and you weren't at a point where claims were proceeding. So I just kind of called on some of my memory to, I guess, give some insight that there are people in this House that even though a settlement hadn't been reached, people were trying to be diligent in observing the interests of Atiawa going forward. So with that said, I haven't got a long call. I've got 2 fingers to hurry up. Tēnei te mihi atu kia koutou katoa.
In the nicest possible way.
Tūgang nasi, to hurry up. Tēnei he whakarapopoto kōrero hei tuitui ki te maho o ngā kōrero. Tēnā koutou katoa.